Okay, so we're going over the quiz 9, review, complex numbers. So everyone here is going to do amazing on this. I'm going to do it by hand, and I'm going to kind of show you guys calculator because if you don't know that by now, if you can't math by now, then we got some issues. Yeah, then just go with what it is. All right, so let's take a look here. So this piece right here, bless you, I to the third power. From yesterday's notes and the day before, we said I to the third was negative I. So negative I. So that's going to turn this into negative 4I. And I to the fourth is positive 1, right? It's positive 1. So if it's I to the fourth, it's positive 1. So 1 times 2 is just 2. And now I have to rewrite it in A plus BI form. So that my real goes first and my imaginary goes second. So it's going to be 2 minus 4I. So my answer has to be, yep. All right, these ones right here, they weren't in the notes or homework exactly, but we're doing substitution. That's all we're doing. So if P is this, and Q is this, P plus Q. So I'm going to write this out. So P is going to be 3 plus 4I plus Q, which is going to be negative 2 plus 5I. So there's my P plus Q. Now I can combine my reals. So 3 and negative 2 gives me 1. And then 4I and 5I gives me, there you go. So even if you are trying to, be that person to put everything in the calculator right away, you got to at least do this part to see what you put in the calculator. Now, P minus Q. So it's going to be 3 plus 4I minus negative 2 plus 5I. So if you're one of those few people that pay attention every day, what do I have to do with that negative? I have to distribute it, right? So I have to distribute it. Before I can combine, I need to distribute. So it's going to be 3 plus 4I. And as I distribute, that becomes plus 2. And this becomes minus 5I. Now that I distribute, now I can combine. So my reals are going to be 3 and 2 is 5. And my imaginary is going to be positive 4, and negative 5 is negative 1I. And this is going to be P times Q. So I'm going to put it together. 3 plus 4I and negative 2 plus 5I. And for people that are struggling with their multiplication, box method is usually the best for this one instead of doing the FOIL method. So I'm going to draw a box. 3, 4I, negative 2, 5I. So I get 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Negative 2 times positive 4I. Negative 8I. 5I times 3 is 15I. And 5I times 4I. So the 5 times 4 gives me 20. And then I have I times I is I squared. I squared is always negative 1. So I have the 20 times negative 1 makes it, there you go, negative 20. So now from this point right here, I have to combine my like terms. So starting off with my reals are going to be negative 26, very good. And my imaginary, so I have a negative 8I and a positive 15I, which gives me, there you go. All right, so right here, if I'm multiplying these together, I to the 5th is going to be, if you guys remember, it's going to be I, right? This is going to be just I. Then I squared is negative 1. So it's a I times negative 1 is negative I. Now, for those people that truly, okay, again, my challenge to you, do it by hand first. You got to know some math. All right, so I raised to 5th times I square, right? There we go. Enter. Negative I. All right, rewrite each one in the form a plus bi. So you guys go through, do the multiplication. So I did the box method already once here. I'm going to do the FOIL method over here. So it's going to give me 3 minus 4i minus 6i and plus 8i squared, which gives me minus 8. Yes? Yeah, you could do the box method. I already did the box method once, and now I'm just doing the FOIL method. Okay, so you'll get the same answer. You'll get the same answer, box and FOIL. So I did the first, I did across, I did inner, and then the last. And then combine like terms, I have a 3 and a negative 8, which is negative 5, right? And I have a negative 4 and a negative 6, 10i. There we go. Okay, do you guys want me to do the box method again for this one? Yeah, okay, I'll do the box method. So 2, 3i, and 2 and I. Oh, I'm off the screen, sorry. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3i is 6i. I times 2 is 2i. I times 3i is 3i squared, which gives me negative 3.
So
Yeah. What's up?
Squared is negative always?
Yeah, it's always negative 1. So I squared always gives me negative 1. All right, so combine my reals. I get 1 and my imaginary plus 8i. All right, so let's see what Mr. Calculator says. Parentheses. My first one was 1 minus 2i. I'm doing letter A. So 1 minus 2i close times open 3 minus 4i. 3 minus 4i close. There we go. Same thing I got. Negative 5 minus 10i. Okay.
Wait, on number C, I typed it into the calculator and I got a different answer
You got a different answer?
than what you got.
Letter B, you mean?
No, it's like on number 2.
On number 2C?
Yeah.
Okay, oh, 2C. I'll go back and do 2C real quick. So, parentheses, it was 3 plus 4i. 3 plus 4i. If I made a mistake, that's not a good thing. Times, parentheses, negative 2 minus 5i. Negative 2 minus 5i. It's plus 5. Sorry. Negative 2 plus 5i. Okay. So it was 26 plus, negative 26 plus 7i? You,
I'll put a minus sign.
okay, it's fine. Okay, so what does that tell you about the calculator? Be very careful of what you put in. Okay, double check your stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to go back down and I'm going to do these ones here. So these are combining. So adding together, so I add my reals, so I should get 2, and add my imaginary, I get 2i and negative 4, which is negative 2i. Very good. And this one right here is a minus sign, so again we have to distribute. So it's negative 4 minus 5i minus 8 plus 7i. That's an 8 right there. All right, combine my reals. I get negative 12. And combine my imaginary, I should have plus 2i. All right, did you guys look at the backside yet? Okay, don't forget. Okay, on the graphing, which is super important, okay, if you need to do this when you start your test, make sure you're actually, remember. So the x-axis is my real, the y-axis is my imaginary. So this says it's going to go 2 to the right and up 3. 2 to the right, up 3. Put a dot right there. Label that little a. Now let's look at B. So this says I'm going to the left 4 and down 1. So left 4, down 1. I'm going to put a little b right there. Questions before I move on to next ones? Okay. Right here. So now we have to pick the points on here. So we always start with the real. So the real is left and right. So my real here is negative 3 because I'm going left 3. And it's going up, so that's going to be a plus. How much is it going up? 2i, right? And then B, so that's going to the left. It's going left 4, so negative 4. And it's going down, so that's going to be a minus 2i. All right, that's it. Okay, you guys expecting amazing things. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification button. Okay.